Hello, everyone. This is Allie at Heart and Soul Connected, and I'm so happy you're dropping by to listen to what I have to say about the poet Rumi, who was a whirling dervish in the 14th century. I'm going to talk a little bit about how he has shaped modern spirituality as well as our culture. And I know it's been a while since I did one of these deep dives. And so I want to thank you for all your support in the others that I did. And I'm happy to present this to you today. So if you've ever gone on Amazon and looked at how many poets have been sold, their books have been sold out there, you will find that the poet Rumi, a Persian poet that's been long dead, has outsold other poets on Amazon for the last 30 years. Hard to believe, but true. He's also outsold Beyonce, a Tic Tac guru. And he was in the 13th century. He's been dead since 1273. So Jalal al-Din Rumi was a medieval Persian poet and scholar who now headlines at music festivals and clutters Instagram with sunset platitudes. Today, we're following the breadcrumbs from this 13th century poet for you to learn more about, hang around, and we'll lead you to some ideas that he had done throughout his time. So one of the first things, core themes, is love is the Wi-Fi. Rumi's headline idea, love isn't a feeling, it's a signal strength. He writes in Mathnawi, we are born of therapy clinics, reports patients repeating that line like a password. Pop stars such as Coldplay sample it because it offers the only non-rival server left in the cloud. We click it because we want to believe someone in 1250 already solved the belonging bug. Remember, it's very important to remember, what has been shown now has been shown before. There were always people ahead of what our trends are. And we've also taken those trends, moved them into more modern ideas, and you can see them in all of these cases. Rumi inherited his dad's lecture podium. He preached in 3 different languages. He lived the quiet life of a tenured superstar until a barefoot traveler named Shams of Tabriz asked him a single awkward question about inner light. Then vanished overnight. Was he an angel? I don't know. Creative implosion started happening. His sermons became love poems. And it was also a professor becoming a poet on fire, a whirling dervish who would whirl in ecstasy and repeat his poetic ideas as he did, and someone would take those down for him. He was a part of the Sufi culture at the time, which is a culture of Islam, where they whirl in ecstatic beauty, and their outfits are absolutely wonderful. They wear turbans, they're fabulous. His friends thought he was broken. Historians call him the fastest firmware upgrade in spiritual history. We are still talking about this in literature classes. We are still seeing books put out where people are talking about what he has said and how he became such an important poet of his time and into our time. So upgrading it into this time, Rumi's viral takedown of the ego. He calls the self a barnacle on the ship of perception. And what is a barnacle? A barnacle is something that attaches itself to something bigger. And it doesn't go away. You have to scrape it off in order to get rid of it. It says here, scrape it and the ride gets smooth. That line is catnip in a selfie-saturated era. Mindfulness apps flash it. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. This is Rumi. Just before your premium trial expires, UC Berkeley psychologists tested it, reading the couplet before a quick gratitude drill dropped cortisol 24%. You can drop your cortisol 24% if you're grateful. If you have a gratitude journal, can you imagine what that would do for you? The poem does that for free, what the meditation app promises but hides with a subscription. In other words, you can do this yourself. You can read the words and know that you can understand those words if you just let them alight upon your shoulder. These words can speak to you from across the times. The poetry carries so much meaning. In effect, this wonderful, you're not a drop in the ocean, you're the entire ocean in a drop, means we are all connected in both ways. But the key is that we are actually not a drop of anything. We are the complete ocean. We are the complete package. Our collective consciousness is always working and always attaching itself. We are the ocean. We must believe that we can do. There are core themes as well. And the next one is wounds are skylights. Ever wonder why Brene Brown quotes Rumi on vulnerability? And if you don't know who Brene Brown is, she's a wonderful writer. And she has done multiple researches in a lot of areas and does a lot on the TED Talks. Rumi wrote, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." And so instead of looking at it as a huge gap, as something that we have to patch up and not heal and heal from, we can heal from the light that comes through the wound. This is where you get lit up. You know, you've been hurt by someone and you have a wound for that, or even some of our ancestral connections that they have gone through. Those wounds enlighten us, is what they're doing. Rumi is talking about enlightenment in a spiritual sense. Therapists call it post-traumatic growth. Rumi called it Thursday. In other words, it's just every day. It could be Sunday. It could be Wednesday. The sentence is inked on cancer nurses, engraved on suicide prevention bracelets, even emailed by bankrupt CEOs trying to find the daylight and come back into where they were. He rewires crisis from pothole to portal. Exactly what doom scrolling minds need in an age of daily apocalyptic headlines. They tell us not to doom scroll. They tell us this is not good for our stress levels. This creates anxiety, which actually adds to the stress that we have. So following Rumi brings you down a little bit and brings you into grounding. It allows you to stay in that safe and soft place. It allows you to understand that every day you can learn new things, including how to take care of yourself better, and to understand that our wounds are what has made us who we are, but we don't have to carry them in the dark. We can let them be enlightened. The export journey is the next thing Rumi has brought to the modern world, because that's what we're talking about. How did they cross so many borders? The Ottomans turned Rumi's funeral into a 5-week language buffet. Then 19th century Brits translated him into Latin and later into English. Fast forward to the 1970 San Francisco hippies. Love, 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 the universe is groovy, man. And Rumi became the 5th Beatle. Madonna read him at baby showers. DiCaprio tweets him on Earth Day. Whirling dervishes open for bands like Gorilla Culture is Weird and Rumi is its passport. It became more popular to start out your whatever that you're listening to or doing with a quote from Rumi, because he has profound spiritual access to the right messages that we need even today. The next is the marketplace of Instagram, Rumi. You know, Instagram can make you or break you, even if you're dead, I guess. We need to address the pastel-colored quotes plastered onto sunset stock photos. Scholars rose their eyes at, quote, Rumi light. But here's the kill the messenger. A 2023 Toronto study found that people following at hashtag Rumi, R-U-M-I, account for 8 weeks, posted at a 15% bump in the life satisfaction. 2 footnotes required. The brain likes hopeful words. Details can come later. And the simplification is gateway drug to the full book. You don't have to read the full book. You can read the quotes every day. You can use those quotes to elevate your consciousness and your light, and you'll get a 15% bump in feeling better. 15% of something is better than none of nothing. Part 7 is the whirling cure. Poetry is software. The whirling dervish ceremony is hardware. The physics is simple. Spin the universe while your heart stays still. Neuroscientists measured whirlers in Ankara. Gamma waves match seasoned Tibetan monks. Hospitals in Istanbul now prescribe watching Sema for anxiety. A Boston hospice invites a whirler into terminal rooms, and families report the air feels electric and merciful. Some moves Rumi saw in 1270 now billed as kinetic Xanax. We can heal ourselves by also moving the energy or being in the energy of those people that lift us up to a higher elevation, in a higher direction, and bring us back joy in something very small every day, if that's what we want. Do we want to stay stuck and mired in the icky stuff? Icky stuff is going to still be there, but we can elevate ourselves higher to try to project that all is well and can change if we could make it change. Any line so far feels like oxygen. Tell us what you think. Rumi quotes follow you around like a little stray cat. Love is in the Wicks oxide. Rumi's headline idea, love is in signal strength. He writes, I'm sorry, I've already given you that one. The remix economy is what I want to tell you. The influence doesn't stop. Most deaf rappers don't be satisfied with stories how things have gone with others. Deepak Chopra built a meditation app out of Rumi couplets. NFT bros minted lovers don't finally meet somewhere. 11 Ethereum. Each iteration chips at museum marble and drags the mystic down the street. Rumi said, be a lamp, be a light post, be a light boat, and a ladder. And pop culture took that as permission to sample, repost, remix. Finally, we have a couple more. We have the West hunger for non-dogmatic spirituality. Many years ago, I really enjoyed reading about Taoism, and I loved reading about Buddhism. And then I found other poets and sacred poems, sacred text, including Rumi. The Western churches are emptying. The wellness apps are exploding. Rumi lands in that vacuum with theology that reads like self-care, spirituality. He rarely mentions hell, never guilt trips anyone, and centers love as the ultimate authority. Pew Research found 7% of Americans under 30 say all religions contain some truth, but none have the full menu that they are looking for. Rumi's poetry is the soundtrack, rooted enough to feel ancient, vague enough to judge doctrine. You get depth without denomination. You choose what you want. It works for you in Rumi. Here's the hazard. Delete Islam from Rumi, and you delete the furnace that forged him. So you must not delete Islam. Love in his cosmos is first and foremost love of the divine, not romantic self-affirmation. Scholars like antidote, read more, post less. Pick up a reputable translation of Rumi's books. Look for Mojadai and others, and screenshot your favorite line. Keep the transmission accurate and the poet from becoming spiritual wallpaper. Try to take the message in and not worry so much about how it is seen. Others will come to the conclusions that they need, and they will find those messages when they are most needed. So repeat for a week what light could enter through a fresh wound. Am I defending a barnacle called ego that's stuck to me? Where is the love bandwidth in the decision I make to Rumi-proof my day? Repeat this for a week, and you're enrolled in Rumi University. There's no tuition, no extra credit, no meditation subscription. You can cut drama, shorten commutes, and make traffic jams feel less personal. So a refugee kid flees Mongol swords, becomes a respected jurist, meets a homeless mystic, catches fire and spins, and now anchors pop songs in psychotherapy. He would never have believed this. Rumi's journey says the human heart is running on the same operating system. Love is a signal, ego is a paywall, and pain is a portal. His poems are open source code, free to download, modify, and share. The reason he shapes modern culture is simple. We need the upgrade, and he already wrote this, and we're just taking a page from his works, 13th century page. Here's the line the therapists are prescribing instead of getting on Valium, let's say. Live life as if everything is rigged in your favor, not the other way. Live life knowing that you are divinely protected, and this will be your truth, and this will be your mantra. Read it twice, let it land, then walk outside and test the physics. Live life as if everything is rigged in your favor. Much love and many thanks for stopping by. I hope that you can find some quotes from Rumi that resonate with you as well. Bye now.